Hi, welcome to my video. I'm Jennifer Roberts, HEKATE-A, a True Divine 4/4 on Bitchute and YouTube. I'm trying to get up on other places, Rumble and everywhere that I can find, basically. But I'll keep you informed on that. We're getting into the daily energy reading, stroke tarot, or tarot stroke energy, where I give you a narrative of the day, of the energies within you, around you, and within others. Take what resonates, it's general, and leave what does not. I've just celebrated my daughter's, my eldest's 21st birthday. And oh my goodness, Abigail she's all the twos on her birthday. And she's been just a pleasure to get to know as I've been becoming a mother throughout the years. We change as mothers, we morph and fathers, and we grow with the child. And Abigail has been one of these children who have just given me so many gifts. It's been nothing but a pleasure, quite literally. And I can't even say that for all of my children. Some of them are more challenging than Abigail, for sure. All beautiful in an equal and but different way. And so Abigail's just been this wise owl from the moment she was born. She was talking fully at 9 months, walking 9-10 months. She's just an absolute amazing gift. So join me in saying happy 21st and sending a good energy, because this girl does nothing but good for the environment, for animals, for people around her. She runs out of umbrellas all of the time. If she goes out with an umbrella, you can guarantee if it's rained, she hasn't come back with one, because she gives it away to anyone that she sees, mainly homeless people. And so she's just an absolute gift. So it's been awesome celebrating her birthday. So I'm sorry I missed a couple of days, but there was the prepping for the birthday, and then there was the birthday itself. So, and it's a super special day. So this is for the 23rd of February 2021. As I said, take what resonates as it is general and leave what does not. But please do leave a comment as to how it does resonate or how it does not, how you're getting through the energies that you are coming across throughout each day. And it opens up that dialogue. I love to reply back to people, read people's comments, and I appreciate all of the comments, and it helps the videos on YouTube. I'm not sure about the other platforms, but on YouTube it does. So if you like and leave a comment, that really does help. So let's go with, we have the Three of Wands on the bottom of the first deck. And so this is where we are, let's see, we're taking action and we're poised for action. And so this is an underpinning energy. And on the collective level, this has been that old saying, Chinese torture, when you have a tap of drip, 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 even that's annoying. The fact that it's just dripping in the background, and me saying drip that often just there is annoying, and it gets insidious. And this has been on the collective stage part of the attack, and part of the natural rollout of what we've seen over the last couple of years, in that we've known that action is being taken, but it's being taken under the radar, and it is, let's say, you can feel that something's happening, although you might not be able to place it completely. And you can also feel that okay, it's going to happen now. Okay, it's going to happen now. Okay, this is going to happen now. The big 17th letter didn't help with that. Lots of things. It's going to happen now. It's doing it now. It's doing this now. And it's sort of, you get to a point where you think, just attack already. And they are attacking, but it's just from such surreptitious angles that it's difficult to respond to, and it's on so many different levels that which one do we respond to? And so there's this insidiousness to this attack mode and us taking action mode. And so this is we're at the point now where we're going to see some things being rolled out that I do feel we're going to see people take action, active action against en masse, against things that are being rolled out. Some of those discussions might be aired today in public, so keep a vigilant eye on what you see and what you hear, and let people know in the comment section. But this is where they do this deliberately, because it means that when the time comes to act, people are in that mode of not acting because they've been on the poise of action, on the precipice of action for so long, without being able to take it, that it's become a state of it's almost lethargic, the action I'm feeling. And so on a personal level also, a lot of you in your individual lives, there are various different aspects that need serious action to be taken up and fulfilled. And there's a lethargy, there's an apathy to it, and that's where the as above, so below, as within, so without, what's going on with the collective does seep into our individual lives. And to stop certain aspects of it seeping in, we have to be super vigilant, super energetically authoritative over our own energy field, over what we let in, over what we let stay there for a while or for how long, over what we think about and what we act on. We have to be super diligent and super proactive at deciding that and knowing that with full intent. And so it does seep in various different aspects of life, and even the routines being changed so much, from one extreme of busy time schedules, be here, be there at a certain time, to zip nothing on a lot of people's lives. This has had an impact, because then it's become hard to take action in certain areas of your life. And so there's certain areas that have slipped up. Theodore's sleep routine has slipped up. He's not getting out enough. If he is getting out, but he's not getting out the way he would usually get out, to roll about and play like a puppy with other 5-6-year-olds. And this has had an effect on him seriously, and I've had to really balance that out, and I'm having to take more serious action on that in this last week. Even more activities than we do already, even more talking than we do already. And believe me, we do a lot. If anybody of you, or all of you, know Theodore is a talkative boy like his mummy. He's an Aquarius. And so there's certain aspects, many aspects of people's lives today that you're going to get a jolt from self. Take yourself up on that jolt and take the first step, take the first action as to what area of your life you know that you need to, that you've been sort of being guided to do so, and you've been putting it off. You haven't been doing it. There's been that apathy, that lethargy, that I'll do it tomorrow, I'll do it later, and later never comes. And so this is a serious note on that, because those aspects of action that need to be taken are having an effect on other parts of life. And so we've got the 3 of Wands coming up next as a clarifying card. No, it's the other card, sorry about that. The 8 of Wands on the bottom of the deck first. So let's say this is in reverse. And so this again speaks of this lethargy that I'm feeling, this apathy, and I'm struggling to get the words almost as I'm feeling people's energies in the there's this non-plus energy. It's like, I don't know really what, I've got so much to say, but I don't know what to say. I've got so much to do, but I don't really know what to do. I don't know what to do first. I don't know how that will happen, and this will happen, and what will happen after this and that. There's a lot of thought, but there's no action. And in relationships in particular, this could speak of things being hot, things being, having that connection with somebody, but it's just the communication, the togetherness isn't happening. It's just not quite taking place. There's this apathy, there's this lethargy, there's these obstacles, there's this slow sluggishness to it. And so that's on the relationship stage. As far as on the collective stage, there's a certain apathy to these actions, in that we're going to see that a lot of the false promises today regarding, from various different governments regarding help, that there's really no action being taken on delivering that certain help. There's no rush, there's no intensity to getting it done, getting it achieved. As far as them also with rollouts of their very dark, very low frequency plans, there's a certain slowing down to that also. And I feel that this is because we're going to be moving into the next stage of this spell work, in that over here, we are hearing in the UK that things are going to be starting to open up in March. Well, they started this all off in a March month. And so this is the completion of a stage of what has been planned. And so they haven't got anything new to throw at us. The fear is wearing off a bit. It's getting a bit old. They've milked the cow, kind of thing, for all it's worth. So we see that they're sort of dragging it out painfully, dragging their feet painfully. They haven't really got anything new to start this real fear that they want. And so they're just trying to just drag the days out until it gets to the first few weeks in March. What month is March? It's the 3rd, 7th. So he's talking about starting to open things up on the 4th of March. So that would be 7 collectively, 7, 8, 9, 12. It would be the gestational spell work. Sorry, I had to work that out in my head, but so yeah, there's this slowness, there's this sluggishness, and this is causing frustrations for a lot of people, both in individual lives and on the collective in the mass numbers. And so the first card, we've got the 3 of Wands. So this other 3 of Wands is really poignant. It's bringing it home to this, that the 2 3s together would make the 6 of Wands, which would be a victory, which would be achievement, which would be something good. It would be riding the wave of victory. But they're separated. There's still this non-action being taken when there's this burning desire to take action. And so I feel a lot of people in the individual lives are being affected by what's happening from the collective stage, from the so-called powers that be, this dragging out, just get to the next stage, get to the next stage. Yeah, we should have timed this better. We should have maybe held that bit off for now, so we had something to sort of pad the news out with. There's this energy, and so it's affecting individual lives in the picking up on that frequency, picking up on that spell work, and it's having this sluggishness to what should be on fireness, if that's a word. On fireness, I like that. On furnace. So to clarify the 3 of Wands, we've got the Knight of Cups, and so this speaks of it is a lot to do with relationships. It's a lot to do with talks that need to be had, reconnections that need to be made, messages that need to be sent, that need to be given. This Knight of Cups has something to give, has something to offer, but there's not the connection, there's not the taking the steps to make that connection, to lock that plan in. And so this Knight of Cups has a lot to say, but whether you are the Knight of Cups energy that wants to deliver a certain message of whatever means, or whether you are the person that this Knight of Cups, wants to deliver this fiery message to and take action with, take things to the next stage, there's this, neither of you are getting it, neither of you are marrying that up. And so there's this energy that some of you even could be quite closed off to a Knight of Cups, in that the Knight of Cups energy takes action and actually tries to deliver this message, and you don't even see it, you don't even see the message for what it is in whatever medium that message comes through. Yeah, so there's this energy of this slowness. It's asking you to take a brave step, to follow your heart. The Knight of Cups is the heart, it is the emotions, and he's in flow, and he wears his heart, his cup, his holy grail, in front of him on his sleeve. He's not afraid to show that strength in vulnerability. He's not afraid to take that action, that step of showing wants and needs, and that vulnerability, and delivering that message. It's a lovely energy. And so, but it feels like the water with the wands, it feels like both parties on either side, depending which side you're on, is the water sort of putting out the fire. It's diluting the passion somehow, and I don't see why that would be, apart from the fact there's something inside whatever party or both parties that isn't, there's something that you're still holding on to from the past. There's something that's still holding you back, because otherwise there should be no reason for this message to not get across, for this next level to not happen, for this next connection to not go ahead. So there's something to look at on the within, for sure. We've got the King of Swords as the next card, and so this speaks of clarity. This speaks of being forthright and speaking with purpose, and speaking with intelligence, speaking with wisdom, but speaking with truth. The sword of truth, the sword of clarity, the sword of strong intent, of wisdom. It's air. And so the truth being spoken out with authority and without fear of the repercussions or the perceived repercussions will actually add that air element to the fire and the water. And so it'll oxygenate the fire. It'll make, what does oxygen do with the fire? It makes it grow, it makes it bellow. And that will heat up this water in this cup. And so it's whoever you are, whichever side you are on of this reading, taking the authority as the King of Swords will really help make that message hit home, to put it in the goal, so to speak. And so this is where, if it's you, it's a day for being brave. It's a day for being clear with your words and with your intent, without fear of the answer, without fear of the repercussions, because then we've got the Ace of Wands to clarify the King of Cups. And so then you see this very manly symbol of fire, of reproduction. You can see the leaves on this staff, and so you see that this brings that passion, this brings that what you knew was there but just weren't getting it. It took somebody to be brave, to speak it out, to give it as it was, rather than trying to dance around the issue and never get into the issue, never get into the beauty, to the fire, to the passion. And so there's something about from the collective stage also that there's certain actions being taken, and I feel like there's going to be somebody that speaks on the public stage today and deliver a message of love, of unity, and it could be the oddest character that does this, but actually from a very genuine heart. And this brings a greater discussion through to the King of Swords energy, which brings fiery passion, which I feel wakes a lot of people up today to what's been going on, and brings back that fire, that purpose, that passion, and takes us back to these 2, 3 of Wands, these action cards, and would indeed help put this in the upright, the 8 of Wands in the upright. And so the next card is the Emperor. So this is number 4, Major Arcana. I love this. I love the number 4. And so this is the authority figure, the abundance figure, the godlike figure, if you like, of his kingdom. Very masculine, very divine masculine. This is where there is a certain from the collective stage, there's a certain stamp of authority coming through. And I feel this is from the collective, but I do feel this is very spiritual. I do. I feel that there's some kind of energy coming through a lot of people today in the collective that is very spiritually impactful, regarding taking back your power, regarding recognizing who and what and how powerful you are. That feels nice, but it feels very like, oh, so lots of spiritual inner standings today, spiritual downloads, spiritual knowings, psychic knowings. Even though the Emperor deals with the material, deals with the reality, this is coming through. There's a conduit here of an energy that's coming through to a lot of the collective. This is speaking of it's speaking of taking authority back. And so don't be surprised today if you see, I mean, I know we've seen this a lot over the last couple of years, even though it hasn't been televised, if anybody's still watching that. Even on YouTube and whatnot, it hasn't been shown for how much it's happened, where people have been standing up for the rights and getting brutally hurt by police forces and the army forces. But there's something that does come out today that a lot of people hear about, of a community, of a people taking their authority and claiming their authority and taking a stand in their authority against a corrupt authority. So look out for that, and please let me know if you come across that before me. This is like an Odin type energy coming through to the collective, that kind of authority figure, that kind of strong foundational figure. And so this brings clarity with this Ace of Swords, huge amounts of clarity. It's as if people get an awakening today, in that, you know, it's like, it's a bit more brutal than that, it feels, and it's when you've somebody's sleeping and you pour some water over them and they wake up like, whoa, what just happened there? That it's that kind of clarity. It's that bang, that boom type of aha moment. And so this brings, there's a lot of crowns involved here. So make sure you keep an eye out for our Be Damned royal family and some news coming out about them. Just as a side note, this, hopefully, if people aren't aware or awake to what's happening and been happening, the elite are allowed, including our royal family, our Be Damned royal family, are allowed to move around the world freely without isolation, without quarantine periods. And Prince Charles just did that to go and visit his poorly father. He travelled 200 miles, which we're not allowed to do right now, and went to visit in the hospital, which, unless it's exceptional circumstances, and they're saying they're just being over diligent, you know, he's not dying, so it's not exceptional circumstances. Other people have been stopped from visiting their loved ones in hospitals, yet. So this is where this kind of, just those small things that just hit home for some reason today. And I feel that's part of this spiritual aspect. The energies are just ripe for people to hear those kinds of truths, those kinds of, hold on a minute, if it was, you know, if it was what you're saying it was, then you wouldn't want to travel. You wouldn't want to break the rules. You wouldn't want to be in the elite circle that's allowed to do everything else that other people aren't allowed to do, because you would know that it doesn't differentiate between whether you're rich or poor. If it's what it's saying it is, then if it's going to get you, it's going to get you. If it's what it's saying it is. And so they won't take that risk. They love themselves too much. So that those things like this are waking people up today for sure. As far as individual lives, it's taking back this authority. And where's that card gone? Come on, card. It's taking back authority, and really recognizing King of Cups. There's something, you see, this King of Cups is very compassionate and very balanced emotionally, very poised and graceful in that loving energy. But he has an authority as a king. There's a certain message also on the collective stage that comes through this Emperor energy, to bring this sword of truth, this clarity, this valor, this honor, piercing through the crown, piercing through the old construct of authority, piercing through the crown chakra, that boom moment, bringing passion back, that King of Swords, speaking truths. There's certain messages that's being shared to the collective today that actually it's from their place of love. So love for children, love for animals, love for those that are more vulnerable than themselves. That helps bring this clarity, that helps bring this, oh no, this has gone too far now, come on. Three of Swords. There's something that is painful to the King of Cups. Now, the King of Cups loves people. He loves his people. He loves unity. He loves family. He just loves. Now we've got 3 threes. So we've got 3, 3, 3. Look out for the number 333 today. Let me know how many times you see it, because that's very, very poignant. So now we've got 3 aces also, because the Ace of Cups comes out with that. And so 3 aces. We've got the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the Ace of Cups, and this Tower on the bottom of the deck, when I've just clarified then. Oh my goodness, Ace of Wands underneath that Tower. And so you can see here this Ace of Wands. I love this Ace of Wands. Nobody's messing with the passions of this guy. He's a beast in a good way. And so we've got that. So the Tower card on the bottom of the deck there there's something that really hits home to this King of Cups energy, which is a lot of us that are on the right side of the spiritual community. We have this compassion, this love for humanity, particularly those who are more vulnerable to ourselves. The Three of Swords is a very painful card, and the snake here hidden under the shield, the snakes in the grass that are slithering their way through, looking like friends, but actually biting the ankles of those that are trying to do good. There's some truth and enlightenment to that today, which brings certain towers down. So with that being said, and all of these aces, it's like ding-a-ling-a-ling, round 2, and the people are in it for round 2 now. This action, this clarity, this something that comes out that brings certain towers down, is really, that's about as much as anybody can take. That's what I'm hearing. No, that's about as much as I can take now. That's about as much as I can do now. Done. Finito. Done. Nada. Gone. No, don't do this anymore. We're not being led by these fools anymore. Now, in your individual lives, this is super impactful also, because where you've been maybe getting led down the garden path with people in your individual lives, this is not happening anymore today. And you're going forward towards your real passion, your real truth, your real love, your real emotion, very passionately. Some of you, and this might just be one of you, who are either with somebody, married, or in a partnership, have been putting up with a lot for a long time. And so there's constantly been new action plans being taken, constantly new action plans being made, you know, to make things better, to make things more balanced. And those action plans never quite get done. There's one person who just is good at saying the words at the time, but isn't in that for the long haul, because that action plan doesn't go for them very much after any length of time at all. And so there's something about today, a truth that's said today, a truth being told today, that brings you yourself this clarity, this passion, this remembrance of what you've maybe sacrificed to try and make this work. So that's where this 3 of Swords comes in. And it's about as much as this King of Cups energy can take. It's like, okay, you know, this is not happening. And that would make sense to the 8 of Wands in reverse also. Certain action plans, you know, that have been put in place for a long time, that have been longed for, that have been, you know, you think you're working together on, but there's this wound that keeps being brought back up, and keeps putting a stop on what should be a very flowing, very passionate action. And so this is where it feels like you've been, and this is turned into a personal reading, clinging on for too long to something that you knew needed to be let go of. And so there's something about today that brings that clarity, that truth, and that authority to the situation, which brings a whole renewal of clarity, emotions, and passions to the forefront. And in the material, in the focus on the material with that Emperor card, and that incorporates this Tower card. So whoever that was for, that's a half personal reading for you anyway, and I hope that helps, because it's a difficult situation and it's disappointing to have that drip, you know, constantly planning and those actions never being quite taken place as they should. So that is the reading for the 23rd of the 2nd of February, the 23rd of February. We say different in the UK to a lot of American brothers and sisters. Yeah, this is going to be an interesting day for sure. So I look forward to your comments. I look forward to hearing from you all. I appreciate you all and love you all, and send out the intent for the best day to fulfill your highest potentials, for you to have abundance, happiness, smiles, and whatever else that you need today. Much love, stay balanced, and stay whole. Mwah.